Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads with you. I'm back at it again. I'm out in the Ozarks. I'm at a state park here in the northern part of the Ozarks called Ha Ha Tonka State Park. They've got a huge sinkhole that has fell in, and there's a spring coming out of the bottom of it. It's a pretty cool place. We're going to take a look at that. And then I think we'll maybe look at an old dam. We've got one of our earliest big dams here in the Ozarks on the Osage River that created the Lake of the Ozarks. I think we'll run up and take a look at that old dam. It's kind of cool. We're out on the Mighty White Tiger today. We've got it out of the World Headquarters garage. Got it out on expedition. We've had a really nice ride this morning. So stick around. We'll take a look at a big sinkhole, a spring, and an old dam. This is the start of our trail down off of the bluff here. Got some government steps here. They've got us all fixed up. Doesn't take long to get right into it off the parking lot here. Pretty good trail though. It looks like there's a lot of people comes here. So they got a set of steps that runs all the way down the bluff to the bottom of the where the spring's at, and they say it's like a quarter mile of stairs that descend over 200 feet. Got a pretty good bluff down right here that we're walking down. You can follow the bluff all the way down to the bottom. And this is the sinkhole that fell in. So all of this up to here is what fell in and left a really big hole. It's hard to tell much with all the leaves on, but it's a pretty good sized hole. So this is kind of cool. The walkway kind of clinging to the side of the bluff, kind of under it right here. And then way down below you can see some water down there. That's where the spring's at. Kind of down at the bottom of this bluff we're on top of here, or on the side of. This is pretty sweet. The spring's actually down at the bottom of this bluff we're on right here. And then of course we got all these stairs to take us on down to the bottom. Just about to get down to it here. Here's a pretty good shot of the big bluff we came off of up here, and then all the way down to the bottom in the spring. The ducks enjoy it. They don't complain about the water being too cold. So our trail cuts through some rock formations here at the bottom of the bluff. Kind of cool. See if we can get through here without tripping on anything. Yeah. And then the boardwalk continues. This is really a sweet little spot right here. This is nice. You can see the spring there at the bottom of the bluff coming out. Really peaceful down here. Down here along the Spring Creek there's a big white limestone bluff that runs way up. And way up on top of that is an old castle that I don't know if it was a doctor or lawyer built that back in the 19-teens or 20s, but there's some remains up there. It's all burnt out, but some of the castle's still there. We may go up there and have a look at that after we get done walking along the creek here. This is really a beautiful spot. And this is the cove that's backed up into the Spring Creek off of Lake of the Ozarks right here. This is really a beautiful cove back in here. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm sure it's got a name. But this is where the Spring Creek would have ran out before the lake backed up into here. And then up on top of this big white bluff is the old castle ruins. Really a beautiful trail back Back to where we started. We went all the way around the hill, the mountain there, and we're coming up the other side, not near as steep. On this side, on the trail. Whew! Well, we've made it up out of the woods, made a big circle, made it back to the bike. Didn't die or anything. Doesn't look like anybody's messed with anything. Everything looks like it should. I'm going to take a break and get a little bit of fluid in me, and then we'll run up here and take a look at this old castle ruin. Got all the normal goods on the bike, or camera gear, tools, tire tubes, survival equipment. Not a whole lot. We're doing all right today. Three minutes, 0.8 miles. 3 minutes to go 0.8 miles. I don't know about that. What a beautiful day. Had a big ride this morning, got up bright and early, and about 2 hours up here from the world headquarters. All right, this says Castle Ruins Road. Limited parking. Well, I bet you there's room for a motorcycle up here. I can park just about anywhere. All kinds of room. Perfect. That was a short trip right there. Finally, we're at the ruins, the castle ruins here. The signboard said this was built in 1906. The old boy that built this, he didn't even live to see it completed. He died a year later, or he died in 1907, never got to move in it. And I guess his sons completed the project, and then it burned out and had a big fire, and it all burned out in 1941. They got a little veranda on the back side of the castle with a nice view of the Spring Creek down here. We walked down alongside that. You can actually see some of the boardwalk in there. That's pretty sweet. And then they got a view of the marina off the other side of the little deck here. Now, when this castle was built, the lake wasn't here. The Bagnell Dam that created the lake wasn't finished till 1931. This castle was done in 1906. And it burnt in 1941, so I guess the castle was here for 10 years while the lake was here. All of the stone block that this castle was built out of was quarried off the backside of this mountain, and then it was all cut and then hauled up here on carts by mules, and the trail's still here that runs down to the quarry. It's just a bluff. They went to cutting rock out of the face of a bluff. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of work. There's a lot of rocks in this place. All right, we had a pretty good look at the old castle there. That thing was built and finished in 1906, and the old boy that built it, businessman, I guess he had a lot of money. It cost $250,000 back in the day to build that. But anyhow, he died before it was even finished. His sons had to finish it. And then the whole thing burnt down in 1941. So it's kind of a cursed operation, if you ask me. Whew, I need to get a little air moving through me. I got warmed up, all this walking and hiking and carrying on. So we'll follow the blue line. We've got to go to Camdenton, Missouri, and then to Lake Ozark. About 30 minutes from here to get there. So the day's wearing on. I spent a lot more time here at Ha Ha Tonka than I thought I would. I didn't plan on doing near as much hiking as I did, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Got lots of views. We are on the highway now. think I'll just slide right on past this guy right here. We are in Camdenton, population 3,718 people. Got an arcade right there. And lots of t-shirts. This is a tourist town. It's right on the lake. So you got all your touristy stuff here. I've got to eat. I just can't wait. I'm gonna have to go eat. Just the way it is. We're almost to the dam here. I had a sandwich and shot up the highway, and before I knew it, I was here. Watch your speed. I'm going 17. I think I'm okay. There it is. It's an old one. It was finished in 1931. This dam was. Started in 1929. Took them about 2 years and 3 or 4 months to build the dam. It's about a half-mile long across here, and it's got 5 generators in the power station. I believe it said 540 megawatts is what it can produce in electricity, which is enough to do about 42,000 homes. It can power 42,000 homes. That's quite a bit. This dam actually was started, they started a dam project right here in way early, 1906 or no, maybe 1912. They were going to build a dam here in 1912. I don't know if it actually got underway or not, but they ran out of funding. The 1912 dam fell through, but then later on they got the funding and everything lined up for this dam. Started on it right before the big crash, before the Great Depression, the stock market crashed. They started on this, but they had all their funding in place, so they went ahead and finished it after that happened. I don't even know how many floodgates it's got. Several. They've got some new concrete poured in 2017 and 18. They poured a bunch of new concrete on the back of the dam here, and they did some work tying the dam on both ends into the bedrock. So that's why you see this nice white concrete. They've covered up a lot of the original concrete. They didn't do anything up here along the roadway though. They've left it all just like it was. Here's an impeller out of one of the a turbine out of one of the generators. There'll be a generator, a shaft in that hooked to a generator. So the lake water runs through the bottom of the dam into these turbines and spins them and powers the generator. That is a large turbine. Quite a bit bigger than the turbo on your car. I want to get a picture of this thing, but I don't think I'm going to get much of a picture here looking down the side of it here. We got to do better than this. The work they did in 2017 and 18 here with this new concrete, they spent $50 million doing that. That new concrete work. Well, the whole dam back when they built it originally was only $20 million. So that cost 2.5 times as much as the dam cost. Just to kind of fix it up a little bit. Okay, we might get a view here of the spillways. I can see the spillways from here. We got a pretty good view right here below the dam. Got the powerhouse over here on the end of it where the generators are. And then we got the spillway gates right here. Got just a little bit of water coming through one of the gates. I don't know if it's cracked or they just leak a little bit. They probably just leak a little bit. That's pretty cool. The water level's pretty low here, and you can see how low where the water level normally is up there, the brown stain, it's down quite a bit. But it's been really dry, but this river is pretty small looking right here. Some old pile wall where they've driven down to make a barrier at some point, left on the bank back here. It ran all down the side of the river there. There's some of it laying down. It looks like they got 12 floodgates. That's quite a few. Probably move a lot of water when you open them things up, I imagine. I'll tell you what, we need to go up on top of this hill over here, and I think there's a viewing point, and it may be right up here by this old water tower. I think maybe that's we can get a view. We should be able to see the whole lake above the dam there. These old, this superstructure for the power lines here, that's all from the original. It's got the hot rivets in it. That's the real McCoy there. Got that razor wire on top of the wall. They did all that when, after 9/11, they started fortifying all of the infrastructure, power plants and stuff. That's when they put that razor wire up. It's really pretty. So somewhere right up here I saw a sign that said something about a lake overview. Tourist information. Tourists, I hate tourists. They get in the way of stuff when I'm trying to look at it. You know, when I go places to see things, all them stinking tourists are always in the way. Another one of them turbines out of the dam. Boy, the shaft that goes in them, whoo, it's a big one. Oh man, that's pretty cool. You can see them, the bottom of them there, how they're made. That probably cost $2 or $3 to build. Okay, here's our scenic overlook. We'll get the good camera out and go see what this looks like while we're here. We're up at the scenic lookout, and it is pretty nice. You can see the dam down here. Cars going over it. That's kind of cool. They're working on something over here on the other side of the dam. I don't know what that's all about. They got a bunch of dirt dug up though. And then a nice view of the lake. Some of it out here. It's a big old lake. It goes and goes. It goes a long ways. Said it had 1,100 and some miles of shoreline. That's a lot of miles of shoreline. We've been out all day long. The sun's starting to get down a little bit. I've got a 2-hour trip back to the world headquarters, so I'm going to start moseying that away. I don't want to be driving at night with all the deer running around and whatnot. I imagine this was quite a tourist attraction back in the 1930s. There weren't a lot of big dams like this around. Pretty rare sight, actually. Tourist season is pretty much over. You can see this place is closed up, and once school starts, you know, we're in towards the end of September now. So school's been in session for a month. Kids are back in school. That pretty much puts an end to tourist season. So this strip through here, it's really happening in the summertime when the tourists, during high season, why, this is a busy place. There's a lot going on. Got a gas station right here. I think I might ought to put a splash in. I've got a pretty good voyage back to the hacienda. Might be the thing to do. I'm guessing we've burned about 2.5 gallons. About half a tank. We'll see how much. Well, that guy's standing there taking a piss. Look at that. Can you believe that? In a frickin' parking lot. I don't think it held 2.5. It was 2 gallons. I did a lot of riding on 2 gallons today. I can't believe that guy just rolled up there and took a whiz in the parking lot. That's just a little bit inconsiderate. There was a lady there filling her car up with the fuel. I'm sure she appreciated that. You're always welcome in Missouri State Parks, according to that sign. Well, folks, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, checking out Ha Ha Tonka State Park. That's an Indian word. Ha Ha means water, and of course Tonka means really cool toy trucks. But anyhow, the big spring and the castle ruins, it's just a really pretty area. Good place to hike if you like to get out and walk in the woods up and down the bluffs. They got a lot of that there. And then of course Bagnell Dam. It's one of our oldest dams, big dams, here in the Ozarks, one of the earliest ones. And it's pretty cool too. I invite you all to come back and see me. We'll jump on something and go somewhere. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.